Hello guys, this is the tutorial for my super fast Lego vacuum engine. Today I'm gonna show you how to build it, make a little tutorial about it. Yeah, let's start right into it. At first you have to make some parts or order them from me. I can print it for you. The tools you need is some kind of lubrication. I'm using lubrication from my Rubik's cubes, but there's anything that's lubricating the engine is just fine, because if you don't lubricate the engine, your plastic parts will melt, and that's not what you want. Then at second you need a rubber band, like this one in size. It's not that important, it's just for the throttle, so it goes back to idle. And yeah, then a glue. You don't need to use glue, but there's one part where you have to use glue. That's those two parts that go together here, but I'll show you that exactly. And then you have some tape, so your motor is more sealed, so you have a better power, power. Yeah, so let's get started with building the engine. So at first we're gonna take that part, shove it into there, so it fits nice. That goes onto there, and then that goes through there. Then you're gonna take that part, give it on there. And so now it's important that that thing is 90 degrees off center, 90 degrees off center from this black piece. So this, so the yellow piece has to be looking that way if the black piece in the back is looking up. So it looks from above. Yeah, it can also face this direction, but if you do it that way, the engine will just turn into the other direction. But if you will put it so that it looks down or up, the engine won't work at all. So we have to glue. That's the only part on this engine that we have to glue, because it would fall off if we wouldn't glue it. So let's take a little glue, put it in there. Well, that's a little too much. Let me grab my excess. Wait. So whoops. Yeah, perfect. Right. Let me wipe the excess off. Then also, if it glues on there, you can tear the excess material off, because it would just lower the performance of the engine. So now we have the part. I'm gonna let it dry a little. Wait, let me put the glue back together. So you can put this part on there as well. Then you can let it sit and dry for a minute. While this dries, we can put the throttle together. So let's start off by building our throttle. These are the parts you will need for the throttle. Let's start. So you're gonna take this, you're gonna put that on there, then you are gonna need those two that are going onto there, then you'll need those who are going there, I'm installing these so the walls are on the outside so you can use tape for gluing it, so it's sealing airtight, but we'll do that afterwards. Now let's take our 4 stud long axle, put it into there, then put a white piece on. It's color doesn't matter, but yeah, I just had the parts laying around, so it's a little color mix, but it should be fine. So I think you saw me put this together. Now I'm gonna take these two, stack them on top of each other, make sure that's standing out more than 2 studs, then press it in. So we have here exactly 2 studs. Now let's put that on. Wait, I did that wrong. Like that. Yeah, and then it goes in here. So it's like that, and then when we press the throttle, this goes like that, so air can pass through that and the engine revs. Yeah, so then we're gonna take this part and put it here, and this part and put it here. Then we're gonna take wait, let me think, these 2 parts, put them on there and there. Then you're gonna take that and that. It doesn't matter that these are more parts. I just didn't have one of those anymore, so I used that one. Yes, then I put that here. Then you'll take this part and put the 2 right here and right here. And then you put it on top. Did I do it right? Yeah. So now your throttle should look like this. If you twist it, that goes up there, and there should be the hole. Then you did everything right. I forgot those 2. You need those 2 also to press these in here, so the air doesn't escape and go into there and then into our vacuum. Right, so now I'm gonna use this tape to make it seal properly. Now I'm gonna use a knife to make it look clean. Be careful with a knife, it's very sharp if you're still a child. Or if you're a child, get your parents to help you with that, because it's a little tricky. Yeah. So if it looks like that, you're good. We can lay that aside and get on building our engine. So I forgot to put lube in there. Don't forget that, because otherwise your part in there will melt. So let's put our piston together now. Very important that you lube the things that I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah, that's the piston that I 3D printed. You can get those shipped from me if you're in Europe, but if you're in any other country of the world, you will have to reach out to me. I don't know how the shipping to there is here. So that could be tricky, but I'm sure we'll find a solution. So now a little bit of lube on there and a little lube in there. So that's gonna be our connecting rod. I'll put it in there. Right. And I'm gonna take this, put a little loop on there, then put it in. Yeah. And push it all the way through. Yeah. So that spins freely. Yes. So the next part is assembling the crankshaft. We'll put that on there. I'm gonna put it in here. And then I'm gonna put loop onto there. Put that, wait a minute, I have to put a little more loop on there. That's important, because otherwise this part is going to melt into, and it's gonna look like, wait, I can show you that. So it's very important to loop that part, because otherwise your connecting rod will break and this part will look like that, and that's not what you want. So make sure you loop it good. Then I'm gonna put a little more loop in there and put this thing on there. Make sure you spin it a little. Yeah, that should be good. I'm gonna put this through there now. Perfect. And then I'm having to put that on there. So now make sure that the black pieces are pointing in the same direction. So this is in a straight line, as this brown part is in a straight line with that brown part that goes through there. So make sure it doesn't look anything like that. That would be not, that wouldn't work. Yeah. So now let's finish putting that together. So you'll need one more of those long pieces. Put that on there. So it looks like that. Then it's very important to loop the stuff here. Oh wait, I made a mistake. So I'm gonna take this here, wipe it off again, because the loop is going on later, not yet. So this is gonna sit on there. Now the loop goes on. You can also put some loop in here, in the hole. Yeah. And then put it on. Now our crankshaft will spin freely. if we've done everything right. That's very important. Yeah. So we can put that aside for now and start building the base. So the next part is putting our base together. So this part goes on there. You have to count 6 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th you're starting to put that on. So it will be in the middle. So you also have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same on the other side. Then those 2 pieces are going there. Exactly. So now we can already take our crankshaft and piston and put that on there. So make sure it's in the middle. So you have 3 here, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then yeah, press it on a little, and then the base is finished. So now let's build our valve system. And first we're gonna put those here. So that still belongs to the base, yeah. Then we're gonna take one of those, put it through here. It's important that the little thing looks out on the side where that thing is on the top. The engine will work otherwise, but it won't work good. Yeah, so that's important. Then you put that on top of here. Then you are putting that on the crankshaft, but you want to lubricate that because it's a little, it has friction, so it will spin, and then the friction could damage the piece, so it's important to lube that, yeah. Then I'll put it on there, put a little lube, and then I'm gonna put this bushing on, yeah. Now I'm gonna take this part, put it on there. Again, it's important that the 2 yellow things, so if you spin the crankshaft, that thing will stay in the middle and don't go something like that, or so. Yeah, so it's important to look like that if you spin it. Then we can put this thing on, and then our valve system is finished. So now that part goes under there. Here. Oh wait, I think I made a mistake. So it shouldn't sit like this. You can take that off again. Make sure you take those off also and place them back where they're from. Yeah. You should take that and put it so it lines up here with the wall. Then you should look that it's in the middle again. Yeah, that was my mistake. Sorry for that. Now we can take those, put them together, and put those here. Then put the valve here, and then that here, and that can fit onto there, but not yet, because we'll have to loop that also. Yeah. So now putting that on there and spinning the crankshaft a little so the loop goes everywhere in the crankshaft. Yeah. So now we can start to put together the cylinder. So for that I'm gonna start with putting that on here. You can put the cylinder here to help you see where you have to put it. So if this is there, you have to count 1, 2 studs out, and then the third one is where your first cylinder wall sits. Then you're gonna take 2 of those, put them right there. Then take another 2 of those, put them in the front here. So, and now we have to lubricate our piston walls and the cylinder walls, so the piston doesn't have much friction with the walls. So how I like to do this is to make sure the crankshaft sits right here at the bottom, at the bottom. Then put my lubricant. Take my lubricant. Okay, just take your lubricant, put it on there, and on there. Wait, let me take that like that and put it on there. So if you put it in here and spin it a little, it shouldn't have very much friction. Yeah, and then you're lubricating the last wall and putting the last wall there. Now spin your crankshaft a few times so the piston lubricates the wall. You can help yourself with those 2 pieces, we'll need them later. You can just stick it onto there and then you can turn the crankshaft better. Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is basically the same thing, just for the walls. At first, we put the first wall in. Then we take our valve, lubricate it here on the side, and the wall here. Put it there, so that's lubricated. And then the other wall, put the loop here. Oops. So like that. So now if you spin your crankshaft, nothing should go flying anywhere and everything should be a controlled movement. But your valve can be like that, but we'll fix that later by adding a plate here so it doesn't fall back. So what we're gonna do now is build something so the valve doesn't fall. Oops. So the valve doesn't fall back like that. So first we're gonna take those 2 pieces, place them here like that. Then we're gonna take this piece, put it there, exact. Then we're gonna take one of those, put it under here, then put that on top, then put that on top, then put another one of those here, then put one of those here, and one of those here, and then we're gonna put one of those here, and another one of those here. So you should have something that looks like that, and that belongs there, and we have to lubricate that because it makes contact with the valve, so the valve doesn't fall back. Exactly like that. So if you spin your crankshaft now, and the valve can't fall back. Perfect. So then we're gonna place one of those next to the valve here and another one on the other side. Yeah. Then we're gonna take one of those, put it here. Make sure that those are still flat, because it will push down on those and they might go up like that. But if it looks like that, it's alright. Then you can put that on there and those two on there and there. So let's start with the next thing. So at first we're gonna take that, put that thing on there, put that thing on there, then put the small thing here, put that on top. Then you can take this piece, put it right here, so it should look something like that. Then you can take this, put that on there, that on there, then you put that on there, and then you can put the big part on there. So now we're gonna take that part, put it there, then that part, put it there. Then we can put that part on the engine like that. Make sure you press it on. Then you can take the parts with the holes and put them in here, so it looks like that. Yeah. Then you can take the cylinder head, put it on top of here. So now your piston is sealed, and you can hope that you won't see it again, because you have to take the engine apart. So now we're gonna assemble the exhaust. So at first we're gonna put those two on there and there. So, yeah. Then we're gonna take those three, put them on top of each other like that. These are 4x6 plates, by the way. Then I'm gonna take, wait, I took the wrong part here. We should use these parts. Then we're gonna take this one, put that under there, and put that on there. Then put that there, that there, and that there, and that there. So it looks like that. That you can put on here. Now here's your exhaust, and here is your intake. So now we're gonna take those pieces, put that on there, and then just build 4 rows with the 4x2s. And now you can put that here, that here, then you can put that here, and that here. So it should look something like that. Then you place that right here, so it looks like that. So now's the time where we're gonna take our throttle and place it on here. But if you want to have a really good sealing, you can place tape right there and and have a cutout for the intake. So I'm gonna make that, do that. I'm gonna place that here. It's actually easier. No, it's fine. So I'm gonna take my knife and carefully cut along here. Yeah, perfect. So that will create a good ceiling because the space between here is filled with tape. And now I place this one here. Make sure that the long side is sticking out this direction. If you wanna have the throttle on this side, go out here. And if you want to have it on the other side, just stick the axle through like that, and then you can have it on the other side. But I want it on that side, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Perfect. So the next thing is I will put teaser tape also here. At first only there where the throttle and the engine comes together, and then on the whole engine. Oh, my tape is out, so I'm gonna just cut this here and get another one. So now we'll start building the frame so the engine doesn't destroy itself when it's revving at high RPMs. So we're gonna put one of those here, then one of those here, and that one I'm gonna put here so it aligns with the gray one on top. Then I'm gonna take one of those, put one in here and one in here, and lock that in like that. It will probably go apart here a little. That's important, so it's a little tensioned, so it holds the pieces together like that. Oops. Put that back on. So now it's the same for the next one. So I'm gonna put the next one of those under here, so it aligns with the red one. In my case, it could be any color in your case, so yeah. Then I'm putting it there and there. Wait a minute, that's a little difficult. Yeah, now. So the pins should be here and here. Exactly. Now the same thing on the other side. Yeah, so that's in here too. So now we start doing those things over the top. So I'm gonna take one, put it in here for later. In here too, some as one, and then in here one, and in here one. Then I'm gonna put that in here, put that on top piece, and then I'm gonna put one in here. That should go there. So for the next thing also, I'm gonna put that in here, put that in here, and in here. So now that's that one complete. So what I forgot to tell you now is that the rubber band has to go in there. Now it comes to if your throttle is on the right side or on the left side. If it's on the left side, you have to put the rubber band here on the left side, and if it's on the right side, you have to put it here on the right side. So it's on there. So it's the same for that one. You'll put that in here. There's a shorter and a longer one, it doesn't matter. I didn't have a shorter one anymore, so also here I took the longer ones because yeah, it doesn't matter. That goes onto here. Then that goes onto the inner hole here, right next to the one where this piece is connected. So in that hole, and then there goes the next stud in. You can put that in also, so it's there, and then put that on top, and the same thing for there, put that in there, put it again in this spot, and yeah. So now we're gonna repeat that with the white piece here. So we're gonna line it up with the black piece. Take one of those, put that in there, that in there. Then make sure the rubber band is here on the side. So put that in there, and then make sure to put it in the white piece. Yeah, exactly. Then you can put that in here, and then make sure to put that in there, and you have to press it on there a little probably, and then it will work like that. Yeah, there should be a little bit of tension because otherwise your engine's gonna fly into pieces once you rev it to high RPMs. I just realized I put that wrong on, so like that. Perfect. So the next one, I'm gonna put that in there, that there, and that there. So that in there. Oh wait, I did it wrong. That in there, that in there, and that in there. So make sure your rubber band's still free and like that in there. Perfect. So now I'm gonna do the same thing again. Put that on here, then put that in here, that there, and that there. Same for that side. That in here, that there, and that there. So now we need those parts. That is gonna go under there. So it's gonna look like that. Then that's gonna go on that side. I think here we're gonna need, we're gonna need that. Oops, and that. And we do that. Same for the other side. That and yeah. So now we're gonna build our throttle. So it's finished. We're gonna put that on here. Then that part on here. That on here. And then I'm gonna put that on here. Oops. And put it on like that. Make sure the throttle there is closed. And then what you want to do is take your rubber band. Oh wait, made a mistake there. No wait. How was this again? It was a while since I did this the last time. So now I know it again. It goes in there. Then that goes onto there. And now, so make sure when that is down there that the throttle is open, and if it's here the throttle is closed. So I'm gonna take the rubber band and put it on here. It's a little fiddly, but you'll make it. And then put that bushing on there. So now we have a snappy throttle that goes back to its original place. So now we're gonna install our flywheel. So we're gonna take this part, put it on there. Make sure that the part doesn't slide out in here. So yeah. Then you can push this axle through here so it looks out in the other side. Then put that on here and press on the green thing till it's there. Then there should go on another small little 3D printed bushing, because there would be a space if I just put that on here. So that's the next step, building that and putting it on there. Wait, I did it wrong. So you see there's a little space, and there should go a little bushing in between that I have lost. I will link you the file to the bushing also in the description, that you just have to 3D print and put in there between. So yeah, because otherwise it could be that your flywheel goes a little back and then sands on the black pieces, and then your flywheel is like that, black everywhere. So make sure to don't forget that bushing. It's very straightforward on how to install it, but yeah. So, and the next thing is that you put the last few pieces on with like that. Oh, what I forgot to tell you is that you have to loop this here also, but that's not that bad if it isn't looped that good, but yeah. you should be fine by doing what I just did. So now your engine is finished. So do you see what I mean? When I spin here and it goes here, it touches with that black piece, and then there is friction, and that's not good. So make sure to don't forget that bushing in between, and then your engine is finished. You can test it out now. So now let's test our engine. I'm having this vacuum here. I can fit it into the camera. So this is the tire I'm gonna use for making the vacuum cleaners suck the engine so it's sealing properly. It's important that you put it so that the tire seals on the engine without any leaks, so the air can't escape, because it will drastically reduce your power of the engine. Yeah, so let's rev it. Yeah. So we've seen it works. If it doesn't start right off when you put the vacuum on, you may have to twist here once so the crankshaft does one rotation so it starts spinning. Yeah, and that's all. So thanks for watching the video. If it helped you build your engine, please leave a like. It was much work to make this video, and if you want to see more Lego engine tutorials and other stuff, you can subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to push that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye.